So let's start with Girl Next Door. Our dear friend Carolyn Gracie, who is an incredible gardener, always has been, has created for the second year this award-winning, we love, can't get enough of her collection. She has brought us one of her favorite rose plants. This is called Coral at Last Rose Live Plant. It was just introduced in February. Free shipping and handling. It is a perennial for you, and then we're going to keep her around for a second sell that I think you're going to enjoy as well. So Miss Carolyn, come join us. Thanks, because...
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How about you?
Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Have you been down to the flower show yet?
I'm going to be there Wednesday.
Wednesday,
I'm
okay.
going to do a QVC live stream Wednesday at 1:30.
Okay.
So I'll see you guys down there if you're there on Wednesday. It's going to be fun.
Well, we'll look forward to that.
So,
all right.
For those of you who don't know about my collection, I was a host here for almost 20 years, and when I left, I came back with my own collection, which had to be gardening because I've always been a garden enthusiast. And so I partnered with some really great vendor partners and brought you some adorable hard goods. As you know, my flower pots are super popular. And I partnered with Roberta's. Eric Walline and I have been friends for 20 years because of their expertise. And so what you'll find in my garden collection is a lot of pollinator-friendly plants. Most plants can go in pots as well as in the ground if you're downsizing. Also, a lot of things that are in my own garden where my dogs hang out.
Yes.
So, you know, it's not, I don't have anything that's like super poisonous for pets.
Right.
So this rose is a really fabulous rose. It's from Proven Winners. When you see that on the pot, you know it's got good genes and it's going to turn out great. And so why they called it At Last is because it took all of the easy to maintain qualities of like a knockout rose or a shrub rose, and none of the boring qualities of a shrub rose because, you know, a low maintenance sometimes means low interest. So we wanted to have a big, fluffy, almost like a tea rose. This is a non-grafted rose, so you're always going to get this fabulous coral color, which is really hard to find.
Yes.
It's also
talking
similarly to what Devin was just talking to you about with her yellow roses, disease resistant, no black spot, no fungus. A grafted meaning it's a better rose, but you're getting lots and lots of fluffy petals and an amazing fragrance. So all the things from a high maintenance rose that requires a lot of attention, but this one doesn't. It's very low maintenance, like a knockout.
You know, it's so interesting. It's a whole new world. I mean, the thoughts that you used to have 5 years ago even about roses, they're so different because the work, you know, people way smarter than me have put the work in, and now you don't have to worry about black spots. You don't have to worry about icky bugs on them. You don't have to baby them. They aren't high maintenance, I guess is the best word to describe them.
Exactly.
But look at that coral color. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's going to go from pink to coral and stay that color. It's not going to change because it's not different roses grafted onto the same stem. Okay. So Pat's holding the growing guide. You will get it. It'll tell you exactly how to plant these. They come to you in a 1-gallon pot. So this is not a bare root rose that sometimes people struggle with, like, is that gonna, I've never grown roses, how's that gonna work?
Right.
This is in a pot. So you're going to simply put it in a giant whiskey barrel container if you want to, or in the ground, and dig a hole that's twice as big as the root ball, water in the hole, water the plant, put it in the hole, and then add that Roberta's Bounty fertilizer and cover it all up, put a little mulch on the top, and that's really all you need to do other than making sure it's in a sunny spot. Now, if you live above zone 9, like I think Pasadena now is zone 10. When I lived there, it was still 9. Okay. But all you need to do if you live in a really hot area, you can still grow roses. You just want to make sure they get some shade. You know, roses typically love sun, but you want to give these guys a break from the really intense heat. Anywhere else, though, in the country, full sun or part sun, the more sun they get, the bigger they're going to get to their full 3 by 4 feet, and oodles of roses. This is also a Floribunda rose, and all the things Devin said in the last hour, if you were watching, hold true. But also, I think something he didn't mention is, or maybe he did, but what I love about Floribunda roses is they grow in like little bouquets. Okay. So you get multiple flowers on the end of every stem. So if you snip one stem, you've got like a vase full of roses. Okay. So you're going to get multiple roses growing in all different stages of full open to little rose buds. And again, so much better than going and spending all that money on roses at the store.
I know, when you think about it, if you send someone roses, and that's just lovely to send someone roses, but you know, if you keep changing, you know, cutting the stems, changing the water, you're lucky if you can get them to last a week on a good week. Yeah. So this is something that you can go in your backyard and you can actually, year after year, will get better and better and better. The growing guide will be your Carolyn. Yeah. It will be your opportunity so that you know what you're supposed to do.
How to plant it, and then
Right.
on the very back of the growing guide page at the bottom is just generally a paragraph specific to all the traits of this particular plant. So that's really the important thing, like right around in here to read.
Okay.
And then the rest of it is generally good advice on what to do with all of your plants. On the front inside cover, you'll see the zone, how much sunshine, how much water, all of that for your plant. But it's very, very easy, guys. If you've always wanted to grow roses, but all heard about the eggshells in the soil and aphids on the leaves, and now I got to add all these things, and it, you know, you got to just really
My mom used to do
maintain them.
banana peels.
And yeah, I mean,
It worked. The
people who
banana
love
peels.
roses, they don't mind
Yeah,
doing all that.
yeah.
But if you're a beginner gardener, or if you are someone who's never grown roses before, this is easy peasy, and you get a huge impact in your garden and amazing fragrance.
And you get a really good start. I
Yeah,
mean,
so
the
it's a
size
gallon.
of that.
Yeah. And it probably will already have some blooms or buds on it when you get it. And so this rose that you're getting is several years old already. So we simply
So would you
put it in the pot.
will get flowers, some flowers
Oh,
the first
absolutely.
year.
Yes, it's going to eventually get to about 3 to 4 feet wide and tall. It won't
Okay.
get any bigger than that. All of my plants in Girl Next Door stay in a nice compact shape.
Okay.
Sometimes that's a dwarf shape. This one is kind of a medium size, but you'll know what you're getting. It's not going to get all crazy and get leggy at the bottom and all the flowers are at the top. And
Right.
I don't have time for that.
Right.
You know, because then you got to worry about what to plant around the bottom. This is going to stay nice and full with flowers from bottom to top, all over it like a shrub style, but you're going to get oodles and oodles of multi-layer petals with tons of fragrance in this beautiful pinky coral color.
And they're fragrant, and it's
Yeah.
okay to pick them because
Totally.
you know, when you pick them and make yourself bouquets and you share them with other people that you love, I mean, that is something that year after year, these are all investments for you. They're perennials. Patience with your perennials, and year after year they'll get better, and you'll have the growing guide, and Carolyn's growing guide lives on QVC.com as well.
And that was just Eric Wallin that you were seeing in his own yard with one of his coral roses. You know, Eric and I have generally chosen things for our collections, and his Roberta's collection has been here for many years, that things that we love personally and that we grow at home.
Right. So you're very familiar.
So we're familiar with these, and you know, I partnered with Eric because I loved some of his growers. And so now they grow things specifically for me as well. So you're
That's
getting all that
exciting.
same great quality and the same guarantee. So if you want to grow roses that look spectacular, even this first summer, try the coral roses. And coral is one of those colors you don't see very often.
No, and it's certainly beautiful.
Yeah.
It'll go with your pinks and your yellows. Now let's talk about, you mentioned it just very quickly, your guarantee?
Yes, same as Roberta's. And again, call the number on your screen. You can get a hold of customer service via email. But again, you guys, if within 90 days you're not happy with what you purchased, we will replace it. And if it is too late in the season, we'll replace it the following season. So you're never going to lose out. But honestly, these are, in my collection, everything is so easy to grow. It's no fail. And so many great comments of feedback
You want us
last
to
year
have
from
success.
people who
Yes.
did have success even with their first try.
Right.
So that was my goal.
Well, we can't wait to hear today's special value. Plants come. We're
with
so
the,
excited.
With the veggies?
Yes.
Did you get some?